Hello, welcome back to Mini-Modelog, and this week I'm talking about storage and how I store my models. Now, a lot of people store them in a different way. I have some different storage for when I'm at home. I've got some which I use for purely one type of game. I've got others which I've made myself. So let's delve in. There's many storage options out there, from Citadel to Felderer, which are a German company, to, you know, all sorts of different things. Why have I bought the Citadel ones? Well, I quite like them. I'll be honest. I've got two of these. I've got one of the old big suitcase style ones from my Skaven army. I love the new foam they do now with the kind of zigzag effect cut, which fit virtually any model, which is fantastic. I mean, I use this one as my Blood Bowl one, which basically houses all my Blood Bowl teams, all of them that you've seen on the channel. Don't forget to check out my playlist on Blood Bowl, by the way. And I love it because it fits everything in, and you know, you can get multiple teams in it. Good solid clips. But I don't use this to transport my models out of the house. I use this to store all of one game in. So that's virtually the whole of Blood Bowl in that. I've got another one that's just Shadespire warbands and Shadespire bits and pieces. So that gives you an idea of what I use those for. If I'm transporting stuff out of the house, I prefer to use my own homemade method. Now you're probably thinking why. It's smaller, it's more compact, it still fits all the models I need for a game of Blood Bowl. This actually is currently holding my 13-man lineup for my Skaven team. These are towerable, so you can clip more to the bottom of them, so you can add more. But you're probably thinking, well, what do you use for the inside? Now, I use cushion sponge, which you can buy in most, you know, not really DIY stores, but hobby stores tend to have them. And you just have to cushion foam, which is the internal of cushion, about an inch, a couple of centimetres thick. It's really spongy, and you can cut into it, which is even better. So you can cut, you'll see here I've got my Skaven team, I'll bring that close to camera, in it. And all I've done is cut out the bits I need, cut out the holes, and it even fits the Rat Ogre who sat at the top there, which is a relatively big model. So I use that, and then I obviously pop the sponge back over the top. Anything else I want to go in the top, that has all my bits of paperwork that I take with me. And then the top goes obviously on top of it. So that cost me about £12 to make. It's about £5–6 for the boxes, and then the same again for the sponge. Sponge being the most important part, because obviously it stops your models moving about, keeps them in good condition, and like I say, stops them moving about. So I use that to transport to and from events and, you know, games and stuff. I then have my other option, which is this big thing, which basically houses my Death Guard army, a load of different boards for Shadespire, rules for Blood Bowl, rules for 40k, and also a lot of models. This doesn't normally leave a shelf unless I'm getting something out of it. So I use this at home as just a storage method. I think I paid about £5–6 for this, and again, it houses a lot of models. It's perfect for doing what you need to do, which is just house models. I also have a drawer system as well, which houses an entire Ultramarines army, my entire paint collection, which is humongous, and again, the entirety of another games, other models, other bits and pieces. But I also have this, which is a kind of compartment box, which I bought from a DIY store, which basically holds clippings from different sprues and models. This cost me about a tenner. So this would normally be for screws and whatnot. So you can pick them up from most DIY stores and things for not very much money. And I use it for just odds and sods, transfer sheets, bases, all sorts of different things. So they're the kind of storage things I use. My big piece of advice though is don't be scared of making your own. There's plenty of things out there that you can use. My biggest advice though is also buy the sponge, buy half decent sponge. If you're going to invest in anything, you can get lunch boxes which are pretty solid plastic, but if you don't put the sponge in them, it helps with models not moving about basically. So do go get some decent sponge. I hope you like this video. If you did, hit the like button. If you want to see more things like this, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next week for an unboxing. Bye for now.